Hi guys, it's me, Corey Monkman, the founder of Jenzar Productions, and this is Jenzar Production Reviews. On this program of Jenzar Productions Reviews, we're going to review the movie Labyrinth from 1986. Now I'm sure if you grew up from the 80s to the mid-90s, you'll probably seen this movie when you're a younger kid. Now this movie stars Jennifer Connelly when she was a younger girl, and David Bowie, who's in a lot of movies. Now I remember as a kid I was into doing mazes and stuff when I was like 4 years old, you know, the little mazes you draw with a pencil. And my mom said, hey, this movie is supposed to be on TV, it's called Labyrinth. Labyrinth and Maze. I was sure, yeah, I'll like it, probably. Come to find out, it really didn't have anything to do with mazes at all, really. Just a lot of puppets. Now I remember watching it when I was younger, and still, I was a little confused. You know, maybe I was too young to understand it, so I decided, you know, a couple of days ago to put it in and see if I understand it now. And the answer is, no. It doesn't make any sense still. It just confuses me. So with no further ado, let's review the movie Labyrinth. Now this movie starts off with a character named Sarah. She's your normal teenage girl, loves going to the park, reciting the lines for books, or dressing up as an old actress. You know, your typical teenage girl. Until she has to babysit for her younger brother, and a lot of bitching about how it's not fair.
Oh, it's not fair!
That her life's not fair. Her parents seem pretty nice, I don't know, but she's a bitch.
Sarah, can I talk to you?
There's nothing to talk about.
Now watch this part.
Lancelot! Someone has been in my room again!
She is crazy about her teddy bears.
I hate it!
And the first person she blames for taking her teddy bear is a 2-year-old brother. Because a lot of 2-year-olds run around and take teddy bears off of shelves.
I hate you! I hate you!
So her younger brother starts crying and crying, you know. It's a storm. Makes sense, babies cry during storms. And she wishes her younger brother to be taken away by the Goblin King, Jareth.
I wish the goblins would come and take you away. Right now.
So she says the magic line, and all the goblins come and take away the younger brother. Jareth says, you have 13 hours if you want to save her. You have to get to my labyrinth, and you'll be there. So Sarah begins her journey through the labyrinth. She meets up with this guy who's taking a leak in the fairy pond. Oh, that's a sight every child wants to see, someone pissing in a pond. So this guy's name is Hoggle. They keep mistaking his name, it's pretty hard to remember Hoggle. And he lets her into the castle. And she starts walking down the same path, walking, until finally she gets fed up and just has another bitch fit. So the worm tells her to walk through the wall, and she does, it works. And she starts walking back, and this whole movie's just walking, basically. And this is the part where it goes back to David Bowie, the Goblin King Jareth. He's with all his little goblin friends, and little Toby. And Toby keeps crying, so Jareth gets fed up and starts to sing, you know. What baby doesn't like to listen to Baby Bowie sing?
You remind me of the babe.
What babe?
Babe with the power.
What power?
Power of voodoo.
Who do?
You do.
For what?
Remind me of the babe.
And oh my god, can they reveal his crotch anymore in this movie? Now I know Jareth really doesn't care about Toby's health, but should he really be throwing him 10 feet in the air if he wants him turned into a goblin? So now we got Sarah walking around the labyrinth anymore. She decides I'm going to use my lipstick to keep my way. And as she's walking, people keep messing up the lipstick things, and
Your mother is a fragging heart!
wait a minute.
Your mother is a fragging heart!
Did that little gremlin thing say her mother's a faggot?
Your mother is a fragging heart!
No, listen to what it says.
Your mother is a fragging heart!
That's just wrong. That's not right at all. Anyways, moving on. So, Sarah keeps walking until she sees these 2 doors, which give her a little riddle. She solves it quite correctly. You know, she's very clever. She falls down this little trap door with all these hands that make faces. It's just plain damn friggin'. Alright, which way would you go, up or down? Well, she chooses down because that's the way she's pointing.
Which way do you want to go?
Yes, which way?
Well, since I'm pointed that way, I guess I'll go down.
She chose down.
That makes sense. Why not? Let's go down into a dungeon. And where does she fall? Right into Hagel's oubliette. Now, I thought Hagel was back at the beginning. He sure made it there pretty fast. So anyway, Jareth reveals that he's gonna have Hagel take her way back to the beginning because he doesn't want Sarah to get back in time. But Sarah, being the slut that she is, woos Hagel into helping her. So they split their ways, and Sarah keeps walking until she finds Ludo. Now, Ludo is a big beast that can control rocks, and they're doing these weird things to him. With a stick with a creature on it that bites. Yeah.
Oh, my aching pussy!
Well, you can draw your own conclusions about what this thing said. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to know. So Sarah and Ludo are walking through the woods, and Ludo disappears, and she's trying to call for him. And then we get a shot to Hagel, who Jareth is trying to give him a peach to give to Sarah, and he doesn't want to hurt her, so he just keeps walking. Jareth says that if Sarah ever kisses Hagel, he will become the prince of the Bog of Eternal Stench, which of course Hagel does not want. Sarah keeps walking, and she finds these weird creatures that are throwing each other's body parts. And then there's this really weird dance song scene.
So when things get too tough, your skin is dragging on the ground.
This movie's just plain damn freaky. Sarah is saved by Hagel from the weird creatures that throw their own heads. Sarah gives him a kiss, which of course means he is now the prince of the Bog of Eternal Stench.
Ah, what is it?
The Bog of Eternal Stench.
So Hagel gives Sarah the peach, and Sarah then falls asleep and loses all of her memory. I remember watching the scene, I was just in a trance of stupidity, and I just thought nothing, and just pretty much wished for the scene to be over with. And there's a lot of weird shit in this movie, I've noticed, like a lot of weird creatures.
I'd have a nice cup of...
What do you mean, hell?
The final battle between Sarah and Jareth, I'm sure it's gonna be a good one. Again, this is one of those scenes that actually made me, put me in another trance of stupidity then and now. It just really was one of the worst battles I've ever seen in my life. It's not even a battle, really. It's just a lot of weird shit going on and Jareth singing. To defeat Jareth, Sarah uses the lines that she was reciting at the beginning of the movie, and all of a sudden, everything's back to normal. She returns home, and she can still meet all her friends through her stuffed animals.
You have no power over me. You have no power over me.
Now I have to say, this movie is pretty bad. It wasn't good. It was pretty bad. But it was watchable, I suppose, if you have nothing else better to do. Out of 10 stars, I'd have to give it about a 4. A 4. At most. It really doesn't do anything for you. It has a bad storyline, bad characters, terrible acting, especially by David Bowie. And if you have nothing else better to do, I highly recommend that you don't pick this up. Well, this has been Jenzar Productions Reviews, and I hope you've liked this review of Labyrinth. Stay tuned for next time, where I review another movie.